Niccolam is a mineral which is found in amalgamation with other metals. In the earlier days, miners first came across this metal while mining for copper. As it was difficult to differentiate, they used to call it the devil's metal. But in reality, Niccolam is endowed with a pleasant and a nice personality.
It is predominantly suited to debilitated, low-spirited, nervous, literary persons. These are the people who are associated with research work, desk or book work. They are always engrossed in books and literary work.
The Niccolam child is always busy in pursuit of some kind of literary work. She will stand out in research, in studies, and in the theoretical aspect of things. She may even stand first in class.
They have more of theoretical knowledge, but are quite poor in handling day-to-day problems where they need constant advice and guidance.
Because they read continuously, they develop weakness of sight. They remain so engrossed in their work that they seldom ask for anything. They have a set pattern of life and do not welcome change of any kind. They are very anxious by temperament and live with the feeling that something is going to happen.
Any fight, dishoom, or confrontation is a source of discomfort, and they firmly believe that there should not be any complications in life. Peace and quiet is all that they want. Their endeavor is to always try and solve problems in and around them.
There is a marked anticipatory anxiety that something is going to happen. He doesn't want any wrong or unwanted things to happen. They are the children who have not experienced the joys of childhood. They have not enjoyed the childhood thrills or pranks like breaking things, messing up their clothes, playing in the mud, or laughing in gay abandon. They appear to be too old for their age. These children appear to have a matured look and try to present themselves, talk, and behave like adults.
They like to talk about serious topics, and the level of their knowledge about topics like politics, etc. is baffling. Each and every action and reaction is very controlled with poise and sophistication.
There is an appearance of calmness, sophistication, and an expression of refinement is always visible in whatever they do.
In this child, reasons rule over emotions, like lycopodium. There is a marked and conscious effort to hide emotions like anger, sadness, aggression, and negative feelings. In short, the behavior is full of constraint and control.
In magnesium, the suppression or repression is at the subconscious level, while in Niccolam, it is very much a conscious effort.
The child is aware of what he or she is doing, and gradually, over a period of years, a kind of a mask is created over the real self, a mask which displays no emotions, which is full of maturity and full of sophistication, a mask of a helper who is always prepared to help everybody. A mask which seems to be made up of plastic, but with the brightness, movement, light, warmth missing from it. Study the position of the Queen of England. I'm going to England to visit the Queen, where the external appearance is of calmness, coolness, dignity, sophistication and control. Movements are aristocratic. She has the duty of being nice and dignified. But her personal life is in absolute turmoil, with so many disturbances at the home front. Married life of all her children is disturbed. There are so many allegations, accusations and personal attacks by the press. But in spite of all this, she cannot express her emotions. She cannot comment, criticize, express her anger or feelings. She has to wear a mask of a smiling face.
One cannot get a feeling of warmth when one touches plastic, however well made it may be, with bright or pastel colors. It will always give the feeling of coolness and never of warmth. Cotton or wool, pure, gives the feeling of warmth and a feeling of something of your possession. If you have something made from cloth, you would like to preserve and keep it with you. But when it is made up of plastic, you will be able to discard it easily. Children like playing with plastic toys, which may be made with wonderful bright colors. They will touch them, feel them, enjoy them for a short while. But after some time, they will just throw them away. Even during sleep, most of the children like to sleep with a stuffed toy rather than a plastic one. They will carry the teddy bear with them wherever they go. They will hug, kiss, hold and sleep with their teddy bear. This gives them a feeling of warmth and security. This is an absolutely natural response. NICCOLUM children also exhibit such a desire and liking, but at a very early stage of life, they seem to feel that such a behavior is unbecoming of them, and they make conscious efforts to mask this feeling. This behavior is conditioned and not natural. It is a behavior which is good for the external environment and relations, but it is very damaging to the health of the child.
This is the origin of all the complaints in this child. A feeling of soreness develops from within themselves. The feeling of soreness is also present in arnica, but it is more at a muscular level. In arnica, it is the muscles which are tired and worn out due to overstrain. In NICCOLUM, the soreness is because of internal suppressions and feelings, which remain or stagnate in the system for a long time and do not get a chance to express themselves. In fact, these feelings are never given a chance to express, as the child makes conscious effort to prevent their exposure.
The parents are also happy that their child is very intelligent, hard-working, ambitious, polite in his behavior, and is always prepared to lend a helping hand to others. Their behavior is appreciated by all, friends, relatives, and even strangers. This emotional suppression finds its natural expression in physical restlessness. The patient feels much better by moving about. Basically, these children are of the nervous kind, and they develop symptoms like weakness, trembling, and sweating during fright. The marked nervousness also prevents their natural expressions. All emotions against parents, teachers, peers, friends, etc. are bottled up and get covered by the child's conditioned behavior, the mask. As time passes, the expression becomes more and more plastic. He develops a strong desire to be alone. He desires solitude with no desire for conversation. The least of contradictions aggravates. He wants to cut off relationships and starts avoiding people, circumstance or occasions of meeting people. This is very clearly expressed by delusion, as if he has committed a crime. He dreams as if his mother is falling into the water, as if his acquaintance has died, as if cutting off or trying to cut off his finger, or as if trying to cut his acquaintance. He also gets dreams which are painful, dreams of devils, dreams of distraction, dreams as if men are chasing her. So the dream expresses NICCOLUM's internal anxiety and constrained suppressed behavior. It also expresses that somebody will desert her.
This is a phase of dullness and confusion with difficulty in comprehending things. As he goes deeper into such a negative phase, he gets a feeling that people will stop loving him and will desert him. He loses his capacity to solve problems and starts doubting his own capabilities. I don't think I can do this. This loss of position and capacity makes him very restless and sleepless. He keeps tossing and turning in bed for a long time before he falls asleep. He also expresses this by cutting off relationships with people and desires solitude.
This cutting off is very well expressed in dreams, the most important being part of body is cut off, as if the head is cut off, as if an arm is cut off. The dreams of as if a tooth or teeth are falling off. Dreams that he is living in graves or in tombs. He also dreams of falling from a height or of drowning. Then comes the phase of expression. A child or adult who was very good and pleasant becomes irritable and cannot bear any contradiction. There is a strong desire for conversation, but due to the old habit of suppressing and repressing their real feelings and desires, they find an easy outlet in the world of fantasy. They create their own imaginations and their own world, and like to live in it.
As a final battle for survival, he goes into this syphilitic phase where he develops cruelty and insanity. But this kind of expression is against the very basic nature of Niccolam, and his system cannot bear this. Soon he starts developing plenty of symptoms at the physical level.
At the physical level, the first expression is in the form of periodical headaches. Headache with irritability. Headache as if the brain would break into pieces. Headache predominantly left-sided, going from left to the right side, aggravated from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. and better in the evenings. Headache with restlessness which gets aggravated after 3 a.m.
The second expression is cough. He must sit up and hold his head with both hands or put his arms on the thighs while coughing. Cough regularly at the same time.
Third expression is vision. Vision is very weak and loss of vision. Sees rainbow colors. Objects appear too large or appear blue. Light appears double. Other remedies: gelsinium, phosphorus. Weak digestion, dyspepsia, catarrh, marked constipation, profuse leukorrhea, aggravated after urinating. Other remedies: magmure, platina.
It is very important remedy for cracking in the cervical vertebrae while moving the head, cervical spondylosis. Aggravated forenoon, periodically every 2 weeks, in a warm room, in motion, while talking, yawning and sore throat.
Better by evening, after eating, in open air. Differential diagnosis: calcarea sulph, carcinosin, lycopodium, manganum, variolinum, plumbum, staphylos aureus. Niccolam in adults. In Niccolam, the expression of coolness and sophistication continues even in the latter phase of life. They have positive emotions of love and affection. They have aristocratic and dignified expressions. They like to be in control, helping people to solve their problems. But as time passes, they lose touch with the emotions and feelings. Reasons start ruling over the emotions. Another remedy is lycopodium, both at the physical and mental level. The process of conscious suppression begins, and soon he becomes like plastic, and the responses become mechanical.
They have a strong sense of duty, mainly a duty of being nice to everybody. So sweet. They are nice to everybody, will not fight, and will always try to see that all the problems around them are resolved. They want all problems to be solved. They do not like their parents to fight. They don't like brothers, sisters or friends to suffer. And anybody who's in trouble prompts them to go all out to help them immediately.
They are polite, courteous, caring and sympathetic. They themselves want to be loved and cared for, and this is what makes them develop or condition their behavior to something which is liked and appreciated by all. beginning of sickness. If you see the group in the periodic table which contains Niccolam, you will notice that the other remedies in this group are palladium and platina.
All of them have strong emphasis on the sexual plane. They want sex as a much more than a regular activity. In Niccolam, sex is not just mechanical, but along with love and affection. This person loves and likes to be loved.
He possesses sophistication and dignity, but it is not due to haughtiness and pride, as seen in palladium or platina, where the emotions and behavior may be crude and harsh. Palladium is really beautiful, and she is convinced of her attractiveness. In reality, she is sophisticated and beautiful. Platinum may or may not be beautiful or graceful, but still behaves in a sophisticated and dignified manner, bordering more on arrogance, while Niccolam is more genuine as compared to the others. As one moves down the group, the grace and dignity decrease gradually. He tries to be in control and manages everything with a clear understanding that things will get all right and all problems will get solved.
Even with all the debility and nervousness, he tries to hold himself and his system together. Even when he's trembling with fright, he will only show steadiness externally. Even if he starts sweating suddenly, he expresses perfect balance. He feels soreness within, but there is no expression on the outside. He develops emptiness in the stomach, but without any desire for food.
At times, Niccolam doesn't get expressed very well in childhood because childhood is very protected and one doesn't have to necessarily go through all the stress and strain. You must understand that the human body does not throw out the full form of a remedy till it is under stress. Till that time, the expressions are in the form of traits only. These traits, when pressed by the external circumstances or by internal pressures, start expressing in the form of symptoms.
Before they express, each remedy has a healthy and a positive side. As it evolves, it expresses symptoms and the negative side becomes apparent gradually. If you study the remedy, its traits, evolutions and expression, you can diagnose the remedy much before its full expression and thus avoid going into a fully diseased expression. You can abort the disease and disaster much before it can cause any serious damage. No other system of medicine has got such a sophisticated prophylactic management of patients.